Hi, today I'm reviewing the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. And really quick, I just want to say I purchase all these products with my own money, so you know you can trust my opinion is what I honestly believe. So this is new to the Huda Beauty line. It is her version of a setting and baking powder. And once I saw it coming out, I had to purchase it. I have a lot of products from Huda Beauty, so I thought I would probably like this one. And when it had first came out, the ingredient list wasn't really online. So once I got it, I was able to investigate a little bit more, and I'm gonna let you guys know my thoughts on it based on my Sarah score scale. So my first criteria is packaging, and normally I'm not a big fan of jars, but with a setting powder, most of them come in jars like this. So they've done a nice job. It is a little bulky in my opinion. It's just not very... It's just a little bulkier than what I would think it needs to be, but there's nothing wrong with that. But otherwise, the packaging is okay. She's done a nice job. The one thing is the net. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of that. Sometimes I find them to get a little messy and everything starts to collect on top. But overall, they've done a nice job with the packaging. My second criteria is alcohol, and this does not contain any denatured alcohol, which is a good thing. My third criteria is fragrance, and normally with a powder, normally there's not fragrance in them, but this one is highly fragranced. Let's see, out of 15 ingredients total, 5 of them are fragrance ingredients, and then the number 1 ingredient is talc, which is also a little disappointing. But there's the ingredients, she's got fragrance listed, which could be 1 to 100 different ingredients. Linalool, hexylcinnamol, hydroxycitronellyl, and then benzyl benzoate. So she's got a lot of different fragrance components in here, and it definitely is highly scented when you apply it. It definitely dissipates, but it takes a little bit of time for it to dissipate, and then your skin can get irritated from a lot of those different ingredients. Linalool, for one, is one of the more irritating fragrance ingredients that a lot of companies use. So if you have sensitive skin, or even if you don't, you might want to avoid this one because of all the fragrance components in there. So my fourth criteria is manufacturing location, and this one is made in Italy, so there are no issues there. My fifth criteria is ease of use, and it's relatively easy to use, just like any other setting powder. If you're going to do baking, and she's included instructions on how to do that, which is, it's a way to do your concealer under your eye. Most of you probably know this, but you apply like a medium layer of concealer underneath your eyes, and then you apply a thick layer of powder right underneath it. Finish doing your makeup for 4 to 5 minutes, and then after that, take a thicker brush and dust off the remaining powder, and it does a nice job actually, kind of giving you some brightness in the under eye area. And that is actually where this product tends to shine, in my opinion. This does a good job with baking. Depends on what concealer you use underneath. I had success using it with the Tarte Shape Tape, the new Too Faced Naturally Radiant Concealer, and the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I had very good luck with that. However, this does leave my under eye area looking a little bit drier than I normally would like, and I think it's just this setting powder. But most people won't have that issue. You probably don't have drier skin, and I've got some fine lines underneath as well. So, otherwise very easy to use, and I do like that she included the directions on how to do the baking, just in case you haven't done it before or needed a little bit of a refresher, just a little bit of pointers. So on to number 6, which is Antioxidants and Pigmentation, and obviously this doesn't have any antioxidants in it, and the pigmentation is okay. The shade I picked is Cupcake, but they've got a nice variety of different shades, so they're all named different baking, like Cupcake, or some people said it was kind of a rip-off of the Beauty Bakery setting powder that they use, but the ingredients are totally different, so it's really not a rip-off. It's more a rip-off of the theme of it, but it's just a theme. So yeah, so I like the fact that they've got a lot of different shades for it, which is nice. Number 7, which is animal testing, and this is kind of an interesting one because Huda Beauty is pretty cruelty-free. However, Huda Beauty makes a variety of different false eyelashes, and a lot of those are made from mink fur, so it's kind of controversial if that's cruelty-free or not. So I said not that it wasn't cruelty free, because if you're using mink fur for that, yeah, that can't be cruelty free really. But I think the rest of her makeup products are, so it's kind of an interesting discussion really if it is or not. So number 8 is Performance, and I'm a little bit mixed on it. For me, using it all over my face, I wasn't very happy with the aesthetic look that I got from it. And in some places, it kind of seemed to take away from my foundation or dust off the foundation a little bit. So in my opinion, using this for baking is good, but for using it all over your face, I just found it to be too drying for all over my face. But for baking, it was okay. Just depended on how my skin was feeling. Hi, Ike. Oh, I think Ike smells the cupcake. Ike, do you smell cupcakes? You smell the cupcakes, Ike? Oh, he does. He wants to eat it. Anyway, so yeah, so for all over, I think if you have oily skin, you're going to be a little bit more happy with it than if you have drier skin like myself. So it just depends. The first ingredient is talc, which is a naturally oil-absorbing ingredient, which a lot of setting powders are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But definitely better for baking than all over your skin. So, and then obviously the fragrance is a little bit overwhelming too. So number 9, which is the price, and the price is $34, and it is, I think it's like 0.34 or 0.17 ounces, so it's like 0.2 grams. So there's not a lot of powder in here. It is a little bit expensive, and especially when they use talc, which is just such a cheap ingredient, I probably shouldn't be costing that much for that, but yeah, for setting powder, it's moderately expensive. There's definitely more expensive ones out there and cheaper ones. So, and then number 10 is the It Factor. And, you know, I was so excited to get this, and to be 100% honest, it's probably the first Huda Beauty product that I would return, because I've got palettes and lipsticks and eyelashes and happy with all those. But this was just something that I'll never use. Even for the baking, it's just too drying for my skin. So, and then the fact that they've added so much fragrance. I wish they would have just like used vanillin, which is, gives a lot of products like a cake batter, vanilla scent. It's a fragrance ingredient, but it's really not known to be an irritant. And in fact, it has some antioxidant properties. So I wish you would have gone with that route as opposed to including, so a third of the total ingredients of this are just fragrance. So kind of a bummer overall. So yeah, not very happy with it, but a lot of other people are, so you never know. So overall, this got a 6 out of 10, which is, it's okay. If you're looking for good setting powder, I love the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. The Hourglass Veil, Translucent Veil Setting Powder is a good one, or the Ambient Lighting Powders. Those are great too. So anyway, this one's a pass in my opinion. So I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to try this out, and if you loved it or hated it. So leave a comment. I love hearing from you. Or if you've got a favorite setting powder, what is it? So leave a comment. There's so many good ones out there, and I don't get to try nearly enough of them, so I like trying them out. So anyway, leave a comment. I love hearing from you. Feel free to subscribe if you're not already. I come with at least one new review every day. And check out nobsbeauty.net and the Amazon link below. Thank you so much, guys.